Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's Rachel from the Turtle Journal. This morning we have got stencils galore. I've got new stencils to share with you that arrived not long ago. They're all Tim Holtz stencils, so I'm going to go through and show you all those this morning. Happy Tuesday. Let me know you're here and where you're watching from, or if you see me on the replay later on your lunch break or tonight, let me know you stopped by and watched. And this morning is all about stencils, and then also a new 49 and Market collection as well that arrived recently, and I finally got around to putting it on the website yesterday. Now all the turtle treasure boxes for August have been sent, and I know lots of you have received your turtle treasure box for August. I've seen all the comments and photos in the group and think it's been really cool. So if you have received your August box, share something inside the Turtle Journal Paper Crafters Facebook group without spoiling the surprise of what's inside. You'll see some examples inside the group there. It's really fun. So feel free to share yours as well if you've received your box and what you think of it. Hello, Tanya. I know. Same, Tanya. It's delightful here today. I've got like all the windows are open, everything. The sun is shining. It's really nice. I'm glad to hear it's the same for you over in Victoria. That's good to hear. So this morning I've got heaps of new things to share with you. Like I said, now all the turtle treasure boxes have gone out. I spent a lot of time yesterday putting all these new stencils on the website, and also this new collection from 49 and Market called Gardenia, which is really bright and cheerful. It's got a real nice spring vibe about it too. So if you're looking for some warm, sort of cozy but bright as well, like spring inspired journaling supplies, you might find the Gardenia collection is right up your alley. And stencils have been long awaited. I know many of you have asked for stencils for a long time, and I've finally got around to it. So there's heaps here to choose from. These are all Tim Holtz stencils. They're $16.90 each. I made something, used one of them this morning to do a quick layout, which I'll share with you as well, just so you can see one as a bit of an idea. So I'm going to show you all these stencils so you'll get to see each of them. And I'm going to show you this Gardenia collection as well, so you can check out that up close. And I've got a tool as well to share with you. So there's heaps of bits and pieces this morning. So the link is there in the comments to the collection on the website. So your best place to head to is the newly released collection on my website, and then it has everything I've just added yesterday is all in that one spot. So you can find all the Gardenia collection there, the Tim Holtz stencils are there, and this new tool as well, which is a blending brush as opposed to a foam blending tool. It's a brush tool. So that's on the website too, under that same collection of newly released. So the link is there in the comments, so you can have a browse around and pick up a few bits and pieces to add to your collection, particularly if you've been hanging out for stencils, or if you're looking for some more springy inspired bits and pieces to start using as the weather starts to warm up. And yes, Tanya, for sure, how exciting we're getting to that part of the year after very, very cold, dreary last few months. So let me show you a couple of these stencils. I'll show you what I did this morning with two of the stencils. So this one here, these are really, well, we've got it right. These are really cute. The Tim Holtz collection of stencils. They're called layering stencils. And they're so handy, even with the little hole at the top for storing them. So you could hang these. And of course, stencils they're really helpful because you can just use them again and again. So you sort of, once you've got it once, you can use it over and over and over. You can use stencils with inks, which is what I've done with the layout I'll show you. You can use them with inks. You can use them with paints. You can use them with watercolors. You can even use them with mediums or media. So like textured paste would look amazing. Particularly this one, which is called Fractured. That would look incredible with some textured paste, because you would get a really cool 3D effect in a really cracked look. Anyway, I'm really excited about that one. So I've kept these two out for my own use. So I've pulled these two from the brand new one. So these are the two that stood out to me as ones that I would use a lot. So I've used these two this morning. So this one's called Fractured. This one is called Lace. So these two are now mine in my collection, and I did this layout this morning with them. And I used, because I haven't got a huge amount of inks myself, I'll just stick with what I've already got, which is Vintage Photo and Black Soot. I have not many inks. I know I need to like expand my collection of inks, but I haven't sort of got round to it. So I've only used those two coloured inks on this layout because that's all I have to hand. So I'm not like 100% in love with how this turned out. There are things I would do differently if I had different coloured inks, but I'm really happy with the effect. So you can see in the background there was the fractured stencil. So the fractured stencil, you can even tell if you look, if you're not familiar or you haven't used stencils a lot, this part here you can see is very dark, and then over here is much lighter. So when you are using a stencil and then around the edge there too, if you can see there's a little bit of blended detail as well. And then if you look at the lace detailing, you can see that some parts of the vintage photo are darker, some are much lighter, and then the black soot I've used for the center of those like little flower lace elements. And then I have added on the top some black stickles as well in a few dots just to add a little bit of extra dimension. I've actually used some fabric tape here, which is part of the Gardenia range, so I'll show you that too. I think I'm going to really love fabric tape. I've never used it before, but it has it feels just like fabric. Like it does feel like fabric, so you'll find it really fun to use and a bit of extra like texture, maybe something a bit different you might not have used before. And it's quite repositionable too. So it's not really, it's quite low tack. So it's not going to go anywhere, but it feels like washi in the sense of if you put it on and you're not happy with where it is, you can kind of peel it off really easily. Not like a sticker. Once you put a sticker down, you tend to be stuck. But the fabric tape is definitely repositionable like washi is. So it is got a real fabricy feel. I'll show you mine that I've got open here shortly and you can see. But with the blending, when you can see the darker bits and the lighter parts of the ink, no matter what type of tool you use, whether you use a foam blending tool or this new tool, which I haven't used before, and I did think it would become my favorite way of blending inks, and I even just from using it once, that's correct. I think this is now my favorite way to blend inks is with a brush. So this is a new from Stempera, and it's a blending brush. It's really tacked bristles, it's like a makeup brush, but not. Really tightly packed bristles. Check that out. So it is a brush. So you still use it. It's really nice. The handle's really handy because it's nice and thick. You use it like you would a foam tool, but it just feels really smooth. I really like how it feels for inks and for blending. And so when you're blending with a stencil, I started with a heavy hand and then I went out. So this part here is blended a bit more heavy over the stencil, and over here is a bit lighter as you go out. And when you're layering for a design, start with your lighter colors and then build up to some more intense colors in the center of your design. So because this is a lace design, which is like floral, then I started with lighter and then I built up to black in the center. This is going to stay this color. You can wash it with soap and water and let it dry. But honestly, it's a bit like with a foam tool. Sometimes you're just better keeping it with that same ink because you prime it so much anyway after using it a lot. You end up building a lot of ink in it anyway. Like I could still use that now and there'd still be plenty of ink. Yeah, see, there's still heaps of ink in that now as well. So I don't really want to wash that out and dry it because then I feel like I've wasted that ink. So you're better off grabbing a couple of blending brushes or a couple of blending foams for your like most used or favorite inks. Like if you have a huge collection, I know many of you do, you probably don't want one for every ink you own, but the inks that you use a lot, you're worth having a tool just for that. So this is going to stay vintage photo, this brush. I love it. How cool is that? The way it works is just, it's so nice. I really enjoy using it. I think the action of it and how smooth it is really nice. So that's what I did with 2 of the stencils this morning and with some fabric tape. And then I added some black diamond stickles there with some little dots. And then I also added some diamond stickles there on the butterflies on that fabric tape there. So I sort of accentuated the butterfly wings and outlined them a little bit with the diamond stickles as well. And the black diamond I used as little dots to accent it. So I did that this morning. I like it. Like I don't hate it, but it's not what I love. And I think it's because the ink color is just not quite what I would normally pick. If I was going to use that fabric tape, I would have picked some different ink colors, but that's the ink I had. So that's what I used. So that's on the website this morning, the Stempera blending brush. So I'd love to know what you think. Have you guys ever used a blending brush before and how you find it with blending of inks and things like that? Do you like how they work? Do you prefer it over a foam or do you prefer a foam? Let me know what your thoughts are if you've tried a blending brush before. So that's on the website. That's $14.90. Whoops, let me get it around the right way. So then it comes with a little cover so you can keep it sort of protected so it's not going to collect dust on if the ink is a bit damp and collect and get all gross and gungy. And then the stencil, let me show you the stencil. So this one here is called Pine Cone. It has a bit, I feel like it's a little Christmassy. It's not Christmas exactly, but it makes me think a little bit Christmassy sort of vibes. So this one is called Pine Cone. The next one here, these are $16.90, is lace. So that's the one that I used this morning that I've already taken out of the package and claimed as my own. So that one here is called lace. The next one is called, this one's beautiful, Falling Stars. How pretty is that? Falling Stars. So you can see there at the top gives you a bit of an idea of how it could look. And of course with a stencil, one thing is when you're using it on your work, which I didn't do this morning, is if you have some painter's tape, you can use painter's tape to help hold it in place. Unless you have like a proper, I know many of you probably have proper boards that hold stencils and stamps and things and acrylic blocks in place when you're using them on your project. But if you don't have a proper guide, then you can use like painter's tape. Painter's tape is like nice and low tack. It just holds it in place enough it's not going to slide everywhere when you're blending over the top. And then, of course, you can peel it off and it's not going to damage your work or your paper because it's painter's tape. So it's made specifically for like being on walls and stuff without damaging paint. So painter's tape is a good way to hold your stencil in place if you haven't got a guide or something like that. Cute, isn't it, Tanya? Aren't they pretty? So Falling Stars. The next one is called Spots. Really versatile, just handy, great background. Look at that. It's really cool. Like just versatile background backgrounds. What am I saying? Background patterns, design, background patterns. Oh yeah, Tanya, I know. I just came this week. I'm, you know, all the small businesses I follow online on socials, they all have cute signs in the background. So I really wanted one as well. Yeah, it's brand new. I'm not sure what to do with this, with the cord yet. I'm a bit unsure how to sort of get that a little bit neater and tidy, but there's probably not much I can do about that to hide that. But yeah, I think it's pretty cute. I really like it. It gets a little warm, I noticed yesterday after it's been on for a while. So I have to just probably be cautious how long I leave it turned on for and not leave the house for the day or something while it's sitting there turned on. This one here is called Berry Leaves. So that one is another really versatile background one. Isn't it sweet? So just nice floral nature background type design. And this one here is Fractured, which I was showing you before. So I've got that one. I've been using that one, Fractured. And then the last one is called Shifter Hex. So Shifter Hex Layering Stencil. Some of these, because they're layering stencils, you can overlap them in the sense that if you use this one here and then you put it on your project, you blend over the top or paint or whatever you want to do, then lift the stencil up and then shift the stencil once it's dry. Once everything's dry, shift the stencil across and lay it again. Then you could end up with this honeycomb effect and you won't have any of these sort of gaps of the holes. You'll have all the shapes. Does that make sense? So once you put the stencil down the first time, let it dry, lift it up and shunt the stencil over across your design and lay it again and add a second layer of different color. And you'll get a different effect. So you'll get a different sort of 3D effect with the same pattern, but overlapping a couple of times. And you could do that a few times. I think particularly another one that would look nice with that sort of effect of like layering once, drying, layering again would be the Falling Stars. Would look really nice as well. You could definitely layer that up a couple of times and just shift it slightly to get to overlay what you've already done. Look really pretty. And then do a different color over the top the second time. So they are all there on the website this morning. Tim Holt's shipment arrived of stencils. So they're on the website. And then let me show you the blending brushes there. And then let me show you the Gardenia collection. It's really pretty from 49 and Market. So this is one I'll show you first because I opened this one. I've kept this one for myself. This is one of the fabric tapes here. And the fabric tapes come with this really cool cutter in them. So there's actually two fabric tapes in this collection. There's this fabric tape here, which is called Palettes, which is just some really gorgeous mottled marbled color swatches. How pretty is that? Like this is spring, like screaming spring. And then this one here has got the butterflies and then also another backgroundish one. And it does also have the the color swatch sort of spectrum one at the end there as well. But this one is a whole roll. So the whole thing is one roll. So when you open it, that's what it's a jumbo roll. Like it's huge and it's 5 meters. Like these rolls are fabric and they're 5 meters. Like that is some seriously good quality tape. And you can, if I pull it, let me pull it so you can see. Actually, I wonder if you can hear that. Can you hear that? It is honestly fabric. It's incredible. I really love it. It feels really beautiful and it's been really fun to use, and it tears really nicely as well with the trimmer that comes in the box. So let me show you what I did with the box here. So the box I have here that I've used, I've now attached the trimmer to it. So you'll be able to see when you get the box, you pull off this perforated edge. So when you open it, there's a little perforated edge right here, which you pull off across the front. It's a little bit like a Glad wrap box. And then you take out the tapes because then the cutter will be in the bottom. And then the cutter sits on that new edge. So it sits there like that. It just sort of sits on there. It's not clipped in or anything. It just sits there. It straddles the little part that you tore off. And then you can keep the rolls in there and you can still close it. So you can actually close it behind the cutter and keep it like that. It's amazing. I love it. It's so good. It's incredible. And then when you go to use it, you open it up and you can pull out the bit you want to use. So let me pull out some of this beautiful. Let me show you. This is so gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't it stunning? I really love it. You've got every color imaginable here as well. So you can sort of find the section that you really want. But look at all the butterflies on there. So this is what I added some stickles to. And my journal layout, I put some stickles over the top of some of those butterflies. So then you put that in there. Let me get it in the right spot. Oh, it's falling everywhere. Okay, so you sort of pull some out that you want to use, but not on the edge because it'll be harder to tear it from the edge. Move it to the middle. You can just cut it with scissors, of course. Like you can't just use scissors. Scissors would be obviously easy. And then you can run the cutter over the top. It hasn't got a blade under it. It doesn't feel really sharp. But if you just rub the edge there so it sits on there and you can hear, did you hear that? It literally just cuts it like that. It's amazing. I think this is genius. It's so clever. And now I've got this beautiful fabric tape. I haven't really been able to tear it. So it definitely feels, it's very fabric-y in the sense, different to washi, that you can't just tear it. You need scissors or you need to use the little trimmer that comes with the box. And then when you're ready, you just take that off the edge again, and you've got all the rolls back in the box, and you can just close the box behind your little cutter, and it's back there and you can keep it all collected like that. So that's how you use it. It's been really, I really thought it was great fun. I knew it would be good fun to use this tape. And the fact that it's a little white washi, but it has a real definite fabric feel to it is really exciting. So this is definitely new for the Turtle Journal. And if you've seen on the website, there's now a few 49 and Market collections, and each of them has a fabric tape. So there's a fabric tape for each of the collections on the website. And then when you stick it down, actually that looks better next to that. Maybe I should do a double layout. That actually looks better. Then it's repositionable. So it's not going to go anywhere, but it gives you a chance to pull it like a washi does. So you definitely got a bit of versatility there, being able to move things around a little bit. So that is the fabric tape, one of the fabric tapes. You get 4 rolls in that set there. It's $29.90, 5 meters for each roll. So that's the first roll. And then I showed you this one here, which is beautiful palettes. It's just really pretty background, mottled, marbled swatches. Like it's just, look at that. Like they'll just make the most amazing, isn't it pretty? The most amazing backgrounds. It's really beautiful. So that's also part of the Gardenia range as well. And then the next thing in the range is tags. So these are some beautiful tags. They're already shaped. They've already got an eyelet in them. They've already got some string as well. So you're set. Like you've got everything in there you need to start using and crafting with them. It's already got some cute eyelets and string all ready to go. They're all cut different sizes in there, all with the same colors. This all matches the same range of Gardenia, which is so good. Like you can just grab yourself the range and you've got heaps to match. This might be, is it my favorite? No, I think the fabric tape's my favorite, but this is a close second. This is a set of die cuts. Check out how chunky this is. There's 145 die cut pieces in this pack, 145 pieces. And this is all the die cuts you get in here. They're ephemera pieces. So you've got some cool like frames and like ribbon pieces and illustrations and florals and shapes. And what else is in here? Little love hearts. There's some mottled backgrounds. There's some words, butterflies, of course. There's some frames, tags, tickets, movie frames, lots of flowers, really pretty. So this here has got 145 ephemera pieces in here and just spring everywhere, like beautiful spring colors, bright, cheerful. I really love how this range is very colorful, but it still really has that vintage vibe about it. So, and that's probably because of the type of frames. There's very pretty romantic frames in here and some really old world shapes, but in some really beautiful, bright, bold, cheerful colors. So that's the ephemera set. It's giant, like that package is huge, and they're already cut, of course, so you can just take them out and use them, and they're nice and thick as well. So that is the ephemera bits. That's in part of the range as well. So that all goes together. You've got this beautiful collection of matching stuff there, plus the other fabric tape. Aren't they gorgeous, Tanya? I just really love them. It's funny when you order these things and you see the picture from the wholesaler, and I'm like, okay, cool, some ephemera bits. That's really handy. I honestly expected the pack to arrive like this size here. And then when I opened the box, it's like twice the size. So, whoa, that is, they are some big ephemera pieces. That is really cool. So I was excited to see these. I think these are great value. I feel like they're $20. I can't remember the price I put on them yesterday. I think they're $19.90. There's 145 pieces in there. Like, you are set for all things beautiful, floral, nature inspired for the next few months. And then the last thing in the range, because I've shown you the other fabric tape that comes with 4 rolls, is this pattern paper here. So a beautiful set. I love 49 and Market papers. That's where kind of like I was introduced to 49 and Market, was their pattern papers. They are just really, really superior quality. I think their GSM is superior. I think their pigmentation, if that's the right word, their quality of their colors on their papers is really superior as well. So that's kind of where I landed and went down the 49 and Market rabbit hole, was their pattern papers. So this is the set here. You get 28 sheets of 6 by 8 inch pattern papers. Plus you also get a fussy cut sheet in here as well. I am going to take this out and I'll probably regret it that I've taken it out. I have to carefully put it. Oh, look at that. It's just beautiful. Oh my goodness. This will make me so happy. Okay, what else is here? Oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that pretty? It's just, oh, man, I love papers. Oh, look at the back. So they're all double-sided. I'm getting a bit excited. I should have checked this out beforehand, so I wasn't quite so caught off guard. I didn't realize. I mean, I know they're beautiful, but they're just stunning. These are so beautiful. My goodness, I'm going to have a ball with this set. Check out those. Oh, they're just, oh my goodness. I love this brand of papers. I really, really do. So they're gorgeous. And then you get a cute little fussy cut sheet too. Grab yourself a set of these. I don't have many of the pattern papers. Like I already have a few of each of the gardenia as they're brand new. So I haven't got many because I want to see what you guys think of the collection. How stunning is that? It just feels, the quality is next level, honestly. If you've never used 49 and Market papers before, their quality is unmatched. I think it's just gorgeous. I think their colors are incredible. Isn't that beautiful? I love blue. Always going to pull out something blue. Look at those, just beautiful. Oh my goodness, you don't need to do much more work when you've got paper like that. These will make beautiful cards as well. There's so much detail on these as well for cards. So it's every color in the rainbow in that little collection there of pattern papers. So you get 28 in there plus a fussy cutting sheet as well. So that's the pattern paper double-sided gardenia that goes with everything else in the gardenia collection, which is on the website today. So that's everything I want to share with you this morning. I'm going to keep one of those paper packs for myself now. I cannot keep them all on the website without keeping one for myself, I think. I know that you guys have really loved the fabric tape, has been popular. I've definitely sold quite a bit of fabric tape and not as much pattern paper as I thought I would. So over time, I'm just going to change it up a bit. We'll see what you guys love. And the more things you love, grab yourself a few of them, and then I'll make sure I keep them restocked. And then if things get left, like if people don't love the tags, that's all cool. I just won't restock them. So I'll make sure I try and keep things stocked that you guys obviously enjoy. And then if tags aren't, you know, everybody's cup of tea, then I'll swap out tags from the Gardenia range for something else, because they also have rub-ons and resin pieces and things as well. I just stuck with, you know, a good selection of staple paper crafting things and see what you guys think and what you love about them. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Leave me a little message later when you see me on a replay. If you see this tonight or later today, let me know you stopped by. Leave me a comment. Let me know you stopped by. And let me know what you think about the stencils and about the Gardenia range too. The stencils have been a long time coming, so I hope you guys love those. Grab yourself a couple of those. Once you've got one, you've got it forever, and you can use it again and again and again. I'd love to know what you use your stencils for, if you like to use them with inks or paints or mediums and really thick paste. Let me know what you like to use yours with. Or you could spritz over them too. You could use where is it? You could use the mist, like the Tim Holtz Distress Mist, and you could spritz over it as well. So then once you pull your stencil off, you've got a really pretty design with the mist in the background. So I'll have to try that next. I think I'll try that and see how that turns out. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoy using a brush, a blending brush over a foam, if you've tried both, or if you have brushes and you prefer them, or if you have foams and you prefer those, I'd just love to know your thoughts. It's always super interesting and helps all of us with new ideas and stuff too. I'll see you guys next time. Have a lovely Tuesday, whatever you're up to. And leave me a little note in the comment. Let me know you're watching. I'll say hey later on.